In 2009, the United States government handed out $4,500 checks to anyone willing to drive their perfectly working car to a dealership and never see it again. They called it cash for clunkers. 700,000 vehicles were crushed, shredded, and buried. Mechanics stood in parking lots watching engines get destroyed with sodium silicate poured directly into the intake. Cars that had another 200,000 miles left in them. Gone. And almost nobody stopped to ask the obvious question. Who actually benefited? Not the environment. Studies later showed the program barely moved the emissions needle. Not the average American, because the people who traded in those clunkers walked straight into dealerships and signed 72-month loans on brand-new cars loaded with technology they didn't ask for and couldn't afford to fix. The only people who came out ahead were the ones who looked at that $4,500 check, said no thank you, and kept driving their old car. 16 years later, those same drivers are being called geniuses. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what they figured out and how you can do the same thing right now. This is the clunker conspiracy, and once you understand it, you will never look at a car dealership the same way again. Let's start with what's actually sitting in your driveway right now. If you bought a car after 2018, you didn't buy a vehicle. You bought a 4,000-pound data harvesting machine that you're making monthly payments on.
Here's what nobody told you at the dealership. Every modern car rolling off the assembly line today comes standard with a cellular modem, not optional, standard. That modem is always on. It never sleeps. It is logging right now how hard you brake, how fast you accelerate, how sharply you corner, and exactly where you go every single hour of every single day. And automakers have been quietly selling that data to brokers like LexisNexis for years. Those brokers sell it directly to your insurance company. This is not a theory. This is not paranoia. In 2024, the New York Times published an investigation confirming that General Motors, Honda, and others had been selling intimate driving details on millions of American drivers without their knowledge. Drivers across the country started watching their premiums jump $200, $300, $400 overnight, not because they caused an accident, not because they got a ticket, because their own car filed a report on them. You paid $50,000 for a machine that is actively working against you. But it gets worse. Look at the dashboard of any car built after 2018. The physical gauges, gone. The tactile air conditioning knobs, gone. The chunky radio dials, gone. In their place is one massive glowing screen. And here's what automakers will never tell you. That single glass screen costs dramatically less to manufacture than 30 individual copper-wired analog switches. Eliminating every physical button on your dashboard is not a luxury upgrade. It is a corporate cost-cutting measure dressed up in ambient lighting and a glassy marketing video. And it is a financial time bomb sitting right in the center of your car. Here's why that matters when you're driving. Your windshield starts fogging up on a cold morning. In a car from 25 years ago, you reach over, feel the knob by touch, turn it without looking, and you're done in 2 seconds. Eyes never left the road. In a modern car, you have to wake the screen, exit the audio menu, enter the climate menu, find the defrost icon, adjust the fan speed, adjust the temperature, all while traveling at 70 miles per hour. The law will fine you for texting and driving. But that same law has nothing to say about the giant touchscreen your manufacturer legally installed that requires the exact.
And when that screen eventually fails, and it will fail, the dealer cannot repair it. There is no fixing a delaminated touchscreen with cracked internal processors. They replace the entire infotainment control module and hand you a bill between $3,000 and $4,000. A software glitch just mechanically totaled your car. Now let's go back to 2009, because cash for clunkers wasn't just bad policy, it was the opening move in a much longer game. Before that program, America had a thriving used car ecosystem. Reliable vehicles from the 1990s and early 2000s were everywhere. Affordable, fixable, owned outright, no monthly payments, no data modems, no subscriptions. Cash for Clunkers wiped out 700,000 of those vehicles in a single summer. It artificially tightened the used car supply, pushed buyers toward new vehicles, and handed the modern automotive industry a captive market of people who suddenly had no affordable alternative. And the automakers were ready, because at the exact same time, they had been quietly engineering a new kind of car, one that looked like progress on the outside, but was actually a subscription trap on the inside. Smaller engines wrapped in turbochargers to fake fuel efficiency numbers on government tests, continuously variable transmissions, essentially metal belts spinning against pulleys, replacing traditional gearboxes with real physical components. Three-cylinder engines crammed under the hood of full-size SUVs running at maximum stress every single time you merge onto a highway. These drivetrains are not built to last 200,000 miles. They are engineered to survive the warranty period and fail just after. The turbo pressure blows head gaskets, the CVT belts grind themselves in the metallic dust, and when they fail, the parts are proprietary, the labor is specialized, and the repair bill is designed to make buying a new car feel like the smarter option. It's a cycle, and it was designed to keep you in it forever. But here's what the smartest buyers figured out. There is a specific window in automotive history where none of this exists.
Electronic fuel injection, meaning they start instantly in winter without a choke. They have sensor systems you can read with a $20 scanner from any auto parts store. They have airbags and modern crash structures. But because they were built before the connectivity revolution, they carry zero digital poison. No cellular modems, no data brokers, no touchscreens baking in the summer sun. Physical steel keys, chunky plastic knobs that clunk satisfyingly when you turn them. Analog gauge clusters that tell you exactly what the car is doing without any software interpreting it for you. You get all the reliability of modern engineering with none of the surveillance or the fragile electronics. And here's the part that will genuinely shock you. A well-maintained 25-year-old car from this era costs between $3,000 and $6,000 cash. No financing, no dealer, no predatory finance manager sliding paperwork across a desk at 10 o'clock at night, no 84-month loan, no modem reporting your braking habits to your insurance company. And when something breaks, a junkyard part costs $5. A mechanic who actually understands the car charges $80, not $4,000. My mechanic told me last year, anything newer than 2015 is just expensive to fix. He drives a 2001 himself. So, what specifically do you look for? For the sedan buyer, the undisputed king of the clunker conspiracy is the Ford Panther platform, the Crown Victoria, the Mercury Grand Marquis, the Lincoln Town Car. These vehicles were engineered from day one for police departments and taxi fleets, the most brutal, high-mileage duty cycles in the automotive world. Body-on-frame construction borrowed from heavy-duty trucks, a massive 4.6-liter V8 running at a fraction of its maximum stress level. Because they were fleet vehicles, every single replacement part is stocked at every auto parts store in America and costs almost nothing. Also look for late 1990s to early 2000s Toyota Camry or Honda Accord with the 4-cylinder. Cast iron or heavy aluminum blocks. Timing chains instead of fragile belts.
Traditional hydraulic automatics with real physical gears. These are proven 300,000-mile machines on basic oil changes alone. These trucks are approaching 30 years old, and they are going up in value, not down. Here is how you execute the clunker conspiracy yourself. Save $5,000 in cash. Buy privately. And when you inspect the car, you know exactly what you are looking for. A metal key that turns a mechanical ignition cylinder. Chunky plastic knobs for the climate control. A gear selector connected to the transmission by a real steel cable, not a digital rotary dial. No screen in the center console telling you where to go and reporting back to someone about how you got there.
A $5,000 cash car with zero data harvesting and $5 junkyard parts beats an $80,000 surveillance device on a 7-year loan every single time. The Clunker conspiracy has been hiding in plain sight since 2009. Now you know exactly where to look. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe. Every week, I pull back the curtain on the engineering traps and financial scams hiding inside the things you buy every day.